Colossal nostril. That's a good one, that. It's not funny. It's not Jesus' penis funny. It's not that level of utter hilarity. But it's fucking good though, isn't it? As a combination of words, colossal nostril sounds good, basically rhymes, and it feels good to say. Say it now. Say it. Say it out loud right now. Right now, where you are now, right now, say this out loud. And feel it. You can literally feel the words rolling off of your tongue, like towards the front of your tongue and out of your mouth. Colossal nostril. You can feel the fucking... And all I did was write some words down, and now you can feel them in your mouth. Like the filthy whore that you are. Alright, so let's get this out of the way, first and foremost, because I know it's a thing. Video quality of last week's episode was crap. I was gonna beat around the bush and be like, well, it left a lot to be desired. You know, it's not exactly what I was hoping for. It could have been better, but it was a big piece of crap. Well, it is right, basically right. Like I said, I could see, I had the screen on my laptop and I could see what the webcam was seeing, but that screen was like this big, and at that big, it looked perfect. It looked really good quality. Even the sound quality was fine as well, as far as I can tell. And so it looked fine, and I figured that's perfect. Go to print. That's cool. That'll do. Look at that. We've got a new camera. This changes everything. I can't wait to do more with this. Only then, literally after I uploaded it to YouTube, and then Patreon, I think, and then I gave it a little watch, and I was like, oh no. Oh no, it's shit. It's almost like there's two images on top of each other. They're like slightly just blurred and shit. It's just, yeah, it's not. Now, could I have done some kind of test video, like literally 30 seconds or less, do a video, some movement, some noise, just a bit of a doodle, maybe a penis, just to get an idea of how it would look, put it into my laptop, process it as I would a normal video, watch it full screen just to see how it looks. Then I would have seen that it looks like a big bunch of shit. And I'd have said, no, I guess I then won't be doing this. And you would have never have heard about it. Because if it wasn't going to be good enough to use on the podcast from me testing it, I wouldn't have even bothered to mention it, because why bother? But no, I could have done that, but no, I did not do that. I chose instead to just go full force and straight into recording an entire episode with that camera. And it's not a bad camera. Like, for a webcam, it's completely fine. And it might work for streaming. I'm not... Again, the quality could be better, so I'm not sure about it. We'll see. But I didn't test it. I just went ahead, recorded an episode, uploaded it, and only then did I realise. It's like a thing that actually has happened. You publish a book, self-publish or otherwise, and only when it's all printed and all the copies are done and you're holding it in your hand do you then notice a spelling mistake. Through many iterations of editing, or maybe not that many, but some, looking over it, checking it, making sure everything's good. My main concern getting books done is, like, if I ever have a double page spread, that I've got the pages all in the correct order. Because the nightmare is, you think it's going to be, you open the pages and there's a double page spread, but it ends up being one page here and then one page on the other side because you fucked up the order. That's where I'm usually careful, but evidently not always with spelling mistakes. And that's how it is. It's the camera recording equivalent of that. It could have been avoided It was my own silly fault. And I live and learn and won't do that again. We're back to normal now. You can see now the normal, very, very high quality camera setup, phone, fucking microphone, whatever, as usual. And it's all fine. It's all good. Don't worry. I'm still here. Still fucking whatever. Some people are saying, some people have said, multiple people at multiple times in comments on my videos have said I sound like Murdoch from the Gorillaz. Which I don't hate, because, you know, Gorillaz, one of the most successful and still creative musical groups on the planet ever. I think. I say with no real information, apart from the creative part. I know they are that at the very least. And Murdoch's a very funny character. And I don't even, like, I get it, I see it, I kind of see what they mean. Like, I'd heard Murdoch talk in the past here and there, little, like, skits they'd done, little events, little animations and things. But I never really, like, taken much notice of him past him being kind of just a funny cartoon character or whatever. But then after a few people at different times on different videos had mentioned that I sound like Murdoch, I really actually paid attention. I looked up videos just of Murdoch talking, and yeah, I get it. I see it. But especially if you're outside of the UK, probably North American, and you hear like me going, "Oh, hi everyone! Oh, penis weenus! Jesus penis! Reese's penis pieces! Penis Jesus pieces!" Then yeah, you might think, "Oh, he sounds like Murdoch from the Gorillaz." Of course, now the thing is, do I then go, "But Murdoch actually sounds more like this," and then I do the impression. Now, of course, I have made at least some attempts at doing an impression of, or doing just the voice of, or just in some way aiming to imitate Murdoch from the Gorillaz. He's got a surname, but I forget what it is because I don't care. Am I going to do that impression now? No, I don't know. Because I'm not sure I'm very good at it, and it's embarrassing. I already embarrassed myself by with the whole webcam debacle, putting that out before it was ready. And I don't know if I really want to do that with a Murdoch voice. I mean, obviously I'm going to. See, when I talk, I say, "Hi! Hi everyone, I'm Ewan and I'm brilliant and I've got a massive penis and your mum's a whore. Penis, cunt, ball bags galore." But Murdoch's more like, "Hello everyone, I'm Murdoch." No, it's not quite like that. Oh fuck, I had it earlier. God damn it. "Hello everyone, I'm Murdoch from the Gorillaz. Welcome to Kong Studios. Today we're going to do some drawings. Everyone likes a drawing, don't they? Nice and peaceful and calming. Stab a pen in someone's eye. Fucking have 'em, peasants." That's a bit more like Murdoch. I feel that's a bit more like Murdoch. Maybe it's not. Maybe you disagree. Maybe it doesn't sound anything like Murdoch. Have I had the thought, of should I try to do a whole episode as Murdoch? And fuck with the colours of the video so my hands look green. And then I can be like, "Hi everyone, I'm Murdoch. 2D's over there, he's tied up. I've just pulled his eyeballs out. I think it makes him a better singer." And then the rest of the podcast and then just say cunt a lot. Cunt, penis, boobies galore. We love them, but they're in your mouth. Fill your mouth with tits. And then I'll just start talking like me, but slightly more like grim and gruff and grizzled. Grim, gruff and grizzled. Ooh, those are good words. Didn't I pick bloody good words just then to put in that sentence right there? Oh, and I've got a massive cock. Oh, God. I'm living like a king over here. I wasn't going to put out an episode this week. I was debating it. I wasn't, because I'm not feeling it. I haven't been feeling it. I know I feel like I've been saying that for a little while, like, oh, I'm not in a good place and things aren't as the best as they could be. And I almost didn't. And I was thinking like how best to approach not putting out an episode. Like, do I just not do one and let people figure it out for themselves that I'm not doing one this week? Even this might be uploaded a little bit late, so people might think there isn't going to be one. And then suddenly, surprise! There is. So don't worry, it's fine. Or should I don't know, post about it on Instagram? Or should I even make a little video, literally just a piece of paper, and write, there is no episode today, sorry. See you later, thanks, Ewan, kiss kiss. Drawing of a penis. The end. And then upload that, and people would click on it thinking, oh, podcast. But wait, it's not. Oh, it's 4 seconds long. Why is this video 4 seconds long? Oh, there's no podcast this week. Okay, well, that's a shame. But my podcast, the podcast, they will say, Ewan's podcast is my favourite thing. I can't survive a Friday without Ewan's goddamn podcast. What am I to do? And so I know how much it means to people, how important my specific content and the message that I put out there is. But I actually, genuinely, I wasn't going to, because, like I said, just not feeling it. Things could be going far better. I'm tired. I'm tired from stress. I'm tired from lack of sleep. I'm tired from everything I see on a daily basis in the world around me, and it's all a bit much. But I thought, if nothing else, I could just draw this picture from Streets of Rage, and just at least say what's on my mind. Talk about what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. Sometimes people like that. I've been told that people like that, so I guess that you get that for today. If nothing else, it's just some fucking noise to stick on in the background, just some shit to have on to listen to while you're doing something more interesting. And if I can provide that, well, then that's a service, if nothing else, isn't it? Hooray for that, hooray for me for that. Good on Ewan for being around some more. So right, this is I'm at pains to even talk about it. How things are going, how things are and how things are going at the moment for me is this. This past week I have been looking for jobs outside of art, for just in shops, in stores, wherever locally, just vacancies, jobs that I can get to make money, because it's not working. It's just not working. This past year especially, the past few years, it's been getting harder and harder to keep the money coming in. This past year, most months of this year, I've been like towards the end of the month, really, really having to like try hard to scrape together every penny I possibly can to make sure my rent's paid and everything else. I did a post on Instagram a couple of months ago saying as much, like I apologise for asking but I'm in dire need of some help. Please buy some drawings. And people were incredibly helpful and generous, and a lot of people, more than enough people, bought drawings and things to help me out, and I appreciate that. Realistically, I have needed to do that more than just the one time that I've done it, but I feel horrible. I don't want to do that every month. Be like, hey guys, sorry again, but I need some fucking money. Please help, so that I don't be homeless. And it's gotten to the point now where the stress of that is too much for me to keep up with, because it's becoming every month that I'm really, really struggling to keep enough money to pay my rent doing the art I do. If more people signed up to my fucking Patreon at patreon.com/ewan, sign up for as little as $1 a month. There's sketchbooks, comics, sometimes podcasts a week early, some extra videos, giveaways, the goblin cards, which are on pause at the moment, but because again I can't afford to put them out. The dream was, I mean, this sounds obvious, the dream was, if, currently I have 48,000 followers on Instagram, and I'm not trying to be like, oh, I've got 48,000 followers, but if there's probably at least 1,000 people on Instagram that I could consider like regulars, that will like, comment, message me, will show up. Maybe not 1,000, but a lot. The dream, the ideal would be if each of those people, or if just 1,000 people, for instance, gave a single dollar a month to my Patreon, then I'm set. That's all I need. Maybe another commission here and there, sell some stuff as and when I've got it, and then I will spend my time making cool comics and putting them out, selling them, whatever. So the money, extra money, would almost make itself in that kind of way through me just doing the art that I now have time to do. That's the dream. But even from the start, I was, that's would be the ideal, but I was aware that it's not necessarily likely to happen like that. And I'm through this whole thing, I'm really, really trying not to bitch and complain about anything, because again, the fact that I've been able to make a living doing art for the last over 5.5 years is incredible, and something I thought was impossible years ago. I didn't see myself ever being able to make a living at all in any kind of way from just drawing pictures or whatever. So the fact that people have supported me enough to allow me to do that for any amount of time is phenomenal, and I cannot fully describe how eternally grateful I am for that. So I don't want to be like, oh, there's not enough people on my Patreon, why is everyone so greedy and not giving me their money? Because that's not how I feel. It's just that idea is in my head. If there were more people on my Patreon, I would be able to afford to live easier and do more, but that's not the way it goes. I'm also not trying to be too like first world problems, white people problems, but this is my life. This is art is the thing I have. It's all I have. It's all I've ever done. It's the only thing I've really got that I can do, that I'm actually good at. I mean, I'm good at a lot of things, but art's the thing, and I think the main issue with like having to look for actual jobs all of a sudden is it feels like admitting defeat. Like the system has beat me. I tried to do art for a living. I was successful. I can consider myself a successful artist for a decent amount of years. But the world, the systems, capitalism has seemingly won over ultimately, where now it's just... And I've spoken about it many times. I lead a very small life. I don't ask for much. I don't require much. I don't want much. I don't care about having lots of nice, bright, shiny new things, expensive stuff. I don't care about any of that. All I want in life is to sit and draw and paint and masturbate a lot and occasionally buy some comics and books and shit to look at to help inspire artwork and to show to other people so I can make my little videos, which is not much to ask for. But even then, like, if I do an illustration. So if this is the amount of money I would normally make in any given month or in any given year, small amount of money, but enough to keep me alive. And sometimes I'd make a little bit more than that. And sometimes I would make enough that I can actually relax for a while and even treat myself. Not all the time, but it happened now and again. That's all I needed. And that was fine. And then this was the cost of everything. And so I could fit within that and it was fine. But now, this is the cost of everything. Everything is more expensive. My rent has gone up considerably. My bills have gone up considerably out of nowhere. Food's more expensive. Paint, art materials, books, everything is more and more expensive. And way more than it should be, given the amount of time that has passed. And the amount of money I'm able to make is still... I'm struggling to still make this much money. Even trying to make this much money would be really difficult, let alone this much money. So I'm struggling to make this small amount of money that I would normally need. But this small amount of money that I would normally need is no longer enough. It just is not enough. So I need to be able to make more money. And there's various reasons. I will admit my work ethic in the last couple of years has dropped considerably, and I feel that. I feel like that's visible in some ways. In some ways maybe not, because I know some of the paintings and things I've been doing have been really good. The quality of my work is there. It's just, it's not there as often as I personally would like it to be. Because I'm struggling to keep the momentum of like working going. And there's a variety of reasons. There's friend deaths, family deaths, my own mental health or lack thereof. Again, the world at large, capitalism, the state of things, the costs of everything, the stress from trying to do all of that, not being able to sleep, carrying around this massive dong. You don't understand how difficult it can be. And all of that adds to the difficulty in keeping a consistent flow of creative work. But there are times, I will freely admit, there are times where I could even be considered lazy, where I just, sometimes for days and days, I just won't draw or paint anything. The whole time thinking, like, I've got a bunch of commissions I need to do that people have paid for. And they will get them in the end. I know that. I've spoken about it. But I don't feel I'm doing work at the pace or the level I could or should be or have been. So it's a mixture of things. It's not, there's no one thing, no one reason, but the difficulty in making money is just that, and it's a bastard. And of course, I don't say this to be like, oh, why is the world doing this to me? Why am I so put upon? Why am I such under such hardships? Why am I suffering so much? Because I know everything's more expensive for everybody. I fully know that. And I know that because people are obviously and very rightly less inclined to spend their money on fucking silly little drawings. So it's been harder to make the money because there's people are buying art less and getting commissions less. And sometimes it's okay if I sell a comic or zine. Sometimes I don't sell as many as would be ideal. Those go up and down, but it has been sort of a fairly steady decline of sales and commissions in terms of pieces of art and stuff. And that's just, it just is what it is. And so I might have to get a job at the local stationery store or at the local cinema. There are a couple of the better looking vacancies currently available. Stationery store would be cool though, because it's the store I go to buy a lot of my shit anyway. All these fucking pens and things. So I get staff discount. I also have access to their stockroom, so I can just steal a load of shit easily enough. Plus, I'd be the ideal person who works in there because I know all the shit. People would be like, "Hey, do you have fucking Pilot V7 pens?" And I'd be like, "Fuck yeah, we do. Fucking over here, give me your hand. Let me take you on a journey over to this aisle where we have those fucking Pilot pens that you need, you cunt. Buy them. Go on, fucking buy them, you cunt." I'd be the best pen salesperson you've ever met. You know when you see in like TV and films where someone's in an interview for like a sales position and the interviewer goes, "Sell me this pen." Like it's some, like, oh wow, what a clever idea. Get them to sell you a pen right in front of you. Oh yeah. I'd be great at that. I'd sell the fuck out of a pen. I'd make people buy 10 new pens. Or I'd just stick it in their fucking brain, because fuck them. My worry, one of my many worries, is that if I join the workforce again, if I become a full-time employee in a shop, at a store, at a place, at least for the time being, if not maybe for a long period of time, that could very well be the end of this. Because I do not have, like I say, I don't seem to have the same work ethic, the same oomph, the same get up and go that I used to. I don't have the same energy that I used to. So if I'm suddenly, after almost 6 years, full-time employed at just a day job, I can't see me having it in me to put out the podcasts, to regularly draw and paint enough to do commissions to make money off of it. So that's a bit depressing to think about. That this could all go away very, very soon, which is sad. Especially because I look around and I'm surrounded by piles of drawings, pots and piles of pens, and just mess, and it's all from the art, just books and comics that have almost solely over the last few years been bought for the purpose of showing them off on the podcast. A lot of them I probably wouldn't have bought for myself, but just looked at in the store and gone, oh, that's cool. But I buy them and keep them so I have a thing to show on the podcast, to look at and share with you all. And all of that is still going to be here, but it's going to be here collecting dust while I'm just too tired because I've spent all day at work and I've got work tomorrow, and I don't get on with my fellow employees because I'm fucking weird and no one wants to spend time with me outside of work, and I'm too, when it gets to having a job, I'm too fucking smart and too hard working and too good at doing a job, so they give me more work because I'm an idiot and I try to be good at what I do, and then I end up resenting it and hating it and wishing I was dead and coming very, very close to trying to be dead. And that's not to say having a job is the worst thing in the world and anyone who has a job is a sucker because it's the worst thing in the world. But it's to have spent almost 6 years in kind of basically my what would be my dream job, just making a living drawing pictures and interacting with other artists, and having met other artists through doing what I do, and having artists that I look up to look at my stuff and follow me and enjoy my work and comment on it and mention me completely outside of what I do, mention me to other people unprovoked. That I hear like, oh, this artist was talking about you, this artist was talking about you. Like, that's insane that happens. And now I just have to stop doing that. I just have to stop, because it doesn't, because it's money. Of course, it's always fucking money. Ugh. Hooray for the fucking money. As long as everyone gets the money, then the world keeps on spinning, doesn't it? As long as the money keeps flowing. Money, the money, money. Bloody fucking money. Fucking sick of it. I know I'm repeating myself when I say it, but I'm not trying to come off as, oh, I don't want to have a job. Where they're gonna make me work a regular day job like a bum? Because I've worked day jobs. I'm not against the idea of having a day job, but it's the transition I'm going to have to make. It's going to be a difficult one, and I have to just scrap all of this shit I've been doing and been building. Getting my account up from scratch after getting my Instagram account deleted and getting up to nearly 50,000 followers for a second time, and now just go work in a shop. And that's if I can even get a job, because jobs are not easy to get. You don't just apply for a job, get an interview, and then get the job. When I worked washing dishes, when I worked in the shoe shop, I worked there because I had to, because I'd applied for so many jobs and got nothing. Then I finally get an interview and get nothing, but then I finally get another interview for another place, and it's washing dishes in a fucking restaurant, and they hire me. So I have to take the job because it's the only one that's fucking there. So I know how difficult it is to get a job, and I know right now, just because I might apply for some jobs, I'm not necessarily gonna get one, which means I'm still not going to be making money, and I'm going to be applying for jobs and trying to keep the art going while trying to make money. It's just a bastard. And all of this is just, that's all I'm doing. I'm not saying this to garner sympathy. I'm not saying this, I'm not about to set up a GoFundMe, help me pay my bills so I can keep doing my little doodles forever and ever. I'm purely sitting down, doing a little Streets of Rage drawing and talking about what I'm feeling, just to make you guys aware where I'm at least. That's all this is. I'm not trying to make it anything other than that. I was at Sam's recently. I played this game called Sludge Life. Have you heard of Sludge Life? Fucking brilliant. Let me show you my... No, I won't. But we also played some retro games, because there's like a zillion games that are like collections of old, like Sega games, old NES games, etc, etc. I was always a Sega person, because after my mum and dad split up, my dad bought us, he kept it at his place, but he bought us a Sega. I think we got a Sega Master System at first, and then a Sega Mega Drive, which I think is the Sega Saturn in America land. So that we could play it when we went there. He also got us Game Boys and stuff so we could play in the cars and whatever. Which was very cool of him. But that was, so we always had that. There was Sega around. And so those fucking Golden Axe, Toe Jam and Earl, Comic Zone, fucking Comic Zone. one of the best games of all time to this day. I played it a little bit while I was at Sam's and then I gave up because I was like, meh. Streets of Rage, Mortal Kombat, Street Fighter games, man. So we were playing a bunch of those games, and I remember realising from back in the day, I liked a lot of the artwork on the covers of these games, and a lot of it's hand painted artwork on like the box art and posters and stuff, because that's how art was made back in the day. Imagine that. And some of it's really fucking cool. So I'll put the Streets of Rage art up if I haven't already. So I was looking at it and I was like, that's really fucking cool. And it's hand painted, and a lot of the elements, like the dynamic poses, the Uzi, this guy with an Uzi, this guy in like a hockey mask, the colours and the buildings, the colours of the sky, the orange and the purples. I use a lot of orange and purples. There's so many elements that are like the sort of thing I do anyway. So I thought it would be cool if I did fucking... So this is just a sketch, just a drawing for fun. It's fairly true to the original artwork. But I think what I might do is use this as a basis, and then on some like bigger, better paper, sort of go over it, redraw it in slightly more my style, like slightly more exaggerated poses and features and more angular bits and pieces here and there. This is a bit more my style than the original, but I feel like I'd go even more my style, maybe. And then paint it and have a really cool my version of the painted Streets of Rage art. And that would be really fucking cool. Wouldn't it? Wouldn't that be really fucking cool? And then maybe a Golden Axe one. And then maybe... That is, of course, if I can still afford to have a home in which to do that. So we will see how that goes. I'd never intended for this to be like a full-length episode with all the bits, all the trimmings, all the stuff. It's just this is what it is, and that's it now. So that's the school. That's it. That's all of it for now. That's all there is now. Goodbye, cunts.